process begins here. Truck after truck rolls into the yard, carrying massive raw logs straight from the forest. Each log can weigh hundreds of pounds, stretching several meters in length. Hydraulic grapple loaders move with precision, lifting entire trunks and stacking them into organized rows. This factory doesn't deal in small quantities. Every hour, tons of raw timber enter the system. No delays, no stockpiling for show. Everything moves forward. Logs are fed onto the log deck. A heavy-duty steel platform built to handle constant impact. Powered rollers rotate and align each log automatically. Sensors scan length and diameter in real time. Straight logs are directed to the main processing line. Bent, cracked, or irregular logs are diverted to secondary processing. This step isn't optional. Uniform input keeps the entire factory running smoothly downstream. Next, the logs enter the debarking system. Inside a rotating steel drum, friction strips the bark away. The drum spins slowly but relentlessly, peeling off the outer layer without damaging the wood beneath. Bark falls onto a separate conveyor below. Removing bark serves multiple purposes. It protects cutting blades from premature wear. It reduces ash and smoke when the firewood is burned. It improves overall product consistency. Nothing is wasted. The removed bark is collected and reused as biomass fuel later in the process. Fully debarked, the logs move toward the first major cutting station. Industrial circular saws and bandsaws slice each log into uniform sections. Lengths are precisely controlled, typically 30 to 40 centimeters, depending on market demand. The blades move at high speed, cutting cleanly through dense hardwood. Sawdust sprays outward and is immediately captured by extraction systems. Every cut is measured. Every piece must match specification. This is the heart of the factory. Each cut section drops into a hydraulic splitting chamber. Steel wedges descend with enormous force, up to 40 tons of pressure. The wood splits naturally along its grain. Hardwood resists longer. Softwood separates instantly. Different blade configurations are used. Two-way splits for dense logs, four-way and six-way splits for faster throughput. Cycle time is short. Every few seconds, another log becomes usable firewood. Not every piece is perfect on the first split. Oversized chunks are detected by sensors and automatically routed back for secondary splitting. Smaller pieces continue forward. The goal is consistency. Even size means even drying, even burning, and predictable packaging later. Nothing moves forward until it meets size standards. Firewood passes over vibrating screening dents. Smaller debris, wood chips, and fragments fall through the mesh below. Only solid, full-size firewood remains on top. These leftover fragments aren't trash. They're collected, stored, and later burned to power parts of the facility. The system cleans itself as it works. Freshly split firewood contains a lot of moisture, often more than 40%. To make it burn efficiently, that moisture must be reduced. Some batches are air-dried outdoors using natural ventilation. Others move into industrial drying kilns. Inside the kiln, temperatures reach up to 80 degrees Celsius. Massive fans circulate heated air. Moisture levels drop to under 20%. Dry wood burns hotter, cleaner, and more efficiently. Before packaging, quality control takes over. Moisture meters test random samples continuously. Visual inspections catch cracks, mold, or structural defects. Anything that fails inspection is removed immediately. Only firewood meeting U.S. retail standards moves forward. Consistency is everything. Approved firewood moves into stacking stations. Robotic arms or hydraulic stackers organize logs into bundles or pallets. Each stack is measured by volume and weight. Automated counters ensure each package contains the correct amount. Speed matters, but accuracy matters more.
The gauge confirms the moisture content is exactly where it should be for the superior burn.
Noted. The adjustments are working perfectly.
Check the tolerance on R4. The data seems slightly off here.
Understood. I will recalibrate the measurement.
Firewood enters the packaging line. Mesh bags or reinforced plastic wraps are applied automatically. Labels are printed with wood, type moisture percentage net weight. Heat sealers close each package in seconds. Thousands of identical bundles roll off the line every hour.
stack the crates for shipment 42.
Forklift, watch the pallet on your left.
We're clear for loading bay 2.
From raw logs to ready-to-burn firewood, the entire process runs as a closed loop. Waste becomes fuel. Heat powers production. Nothing is left unused. This is modern firewood processing at industrial scale. Efficient, relentless, and always